The Other Side Media Group and 91X now present The Other Side Radio Show, a program about people who make a difference from all walks of life in Quinte and beyond. And now here are your hosts, Jeremy and Joshua Davis.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I'm the Queen Bee. This is The Other Side live at the 116 Bistro Kitchen Party with Jeremy and Josh Davis, featuring Canadian singer and songwriter Steve Tanner. It begins now.
Yes, hello and welcome once again to The Other Side Radio Show, live here at the 116 Bistro. I'm Joshua Davis. I'm Jeremy Davis, and as he said, we're here live at the 116 Bistro with Canadian singer-songwriter Stephen Tanner. Welcome to the house. It's great to have you here today, Stephen.
It's great to have you guys in at the 116 Bistro Kitchen Party on Wednesday night.
Yes, although now people will realize because this airs on Sunday. Anyways, Steve, how did you first break into the Canadian music business and getting into songwriting in the first place?
Well, I always had a dream. I had a dream to play guitar, and I was told actually in my grade 6 music class, in front of all the other students, that I didn't have a musical bone in my body. So I was always kind of reluctant to do it. But I went out to a cafe one night to hear a friend play that I'd grown up with, and he had entertained all night on songs that he had written himself. And I thought, man, that's something I'd like to do. So I started trying to learn how to play guitar and get out and try to play with as many different people and as much as you possibly can. So that was how I kind of got started, and I just love it.
Now, Steve, if I can ask you right off the top, was it a nerve-wracking experience the first time picking up that guitar or hitting the stage, in front of the public and seeing what happened and creating that magical music that you do with the guitar today and everything that you write and perform?
Actually, it was a very nerve-wracking experience. I was a member of the Loyal Blues Fellowship, which is an organization dedicated to the preservation and education of blues music in the Quinte area. And we were doing an evening of Robert Johnson music, and they'd asked us to the members to sign up and to do a performance. So I did, expecting to see a room of maybe 15 or 20 of the club members, and it was at the old Bohemian Penguin downtown Belleville, and the place was pretty much packed. And I'll be honest, it took me 3 nice, stiff Ryan Cokes to get my courage up.
Well, before Josh gets right in there, sometimes that's what it takes. But that's okay. We won't hold that against you. They're good. Okay, Josh. Now, was your family always supportive of you becoming a musician or not?
Actually, they have been. I've always had a guitar of some description, and one year, about 1994, 95, I made a fatal mistake, which a guy shouldn't do, but I was down street in Napanee, and I came home, and I announced to my lovely wife something that no man should ever announce to her, but I came home, I said, I was downtown Napanee today, and I fell in love. And there is a guitar in a pawn shop in downtown Napanee, and this was in November, and Christmas morning I got up, and the guitar was under the tree, all polished and freshly tuned with a big bow on it, on a stand. So I'd have to say that was a sign of go ahead and do it. I don't know if she actually realized what she created at the time, though.
Oh, that was wonderful, Steve. And that really goes to show there really is a Mrs. Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
Well, absolutely. But I'm just glad to know that, that statement that you fell in love before she knew what you were talking about, didn't cause a divorce or anything like that. You know, maybe that's what happens with other songwriters. I don't know. So before we get too far into the interview, now we're here at the beautiful 116 Bistro in downtown Belleville. Al and his staff are just truly amazing. Thank you to Anna for introducing the show. They have just renovated the facility. It's a great restaurant, cafe, and entertainment venue. You just have to get here. So what made you decide, Steve Tanner, that you wanted to do the kitchen party, the down-home kitchen party right here in this beautiful prime spot we're lucky to have in our city?
No, you really are right when you say we're lucky to have a venue that supports live music in our community. And this particular venue, without straying too far from the topic, you usually find music in here almost every day of the week. We have the kitchen party on Wednesdays, which just came of an idea that we had a Wednesday night that we had open at the bistro, and Al is always looking for something to fill up the room with. And so I thought a good old Down East kitchen party. We were going to call it the Bistro Bash, but we wanted to keep it with a traditional flavor. So we squeeze this in on Wednesday night. There's live music in here on Thursday nights. There's live music in here every Saturday, some Saturday nights, and live music on Sunday brunch. And you may just find it on Monday and Tuesdays and any afternoon. There's a family that's gathered. Absolutely. In this bistro that has come out of the open mics on Saturday afternoons. And it's quite often you'll find any one of the bistro family may just have popped in with his guitar or her guitar and entertain. That's the other cool thing about this is the age range runs from about 15 to 70. And we have guys and gals. I think we even had a dog once come in and play. But, I mean, it's wide open, and it's all genres of music. And it's probably one of the most supportive group of people that you can possibly get involved with.
The hound dog actually played the guitar?
Absolutely.
Okay, Steve, what I want to get to now is you were saying before we went to air, your roots is into bluesy folk kind of music. And can you tell us about that and what joy you have playing that music?
Well, it's actually been an adventure because I grew up in the 70s. My school years, my teenage years were the 70s. So I listened to a lot of things like David Bowie, T-Rex, Elton John, kind of what they call glam rock. But there was always guys like John Denver, Gordon Lightfoot, hovering in the background, you know, that I listened to it, but I didn't pay a lot of attention. But as I kind of got older, I started realizing the value of all the lyrics. And don't get me wrong, because people like David Bowie and Elton John have some wonderful lyrics in their songs. But a lot of the old folk songs, the old roots-based songs, it's an organic feeling to it. It's a stripped down. It's an honest. It's a working person's music, I think.
Now, do you feel we need that music in the 21st century more than ever for togetherness and loving one another, Steve, or not?
I think we always need music in our lives. I know a lot of the folk songs that were written in the '60s probably are more prevalent now, have more meaning now than they possibly did even then, because we have so much. They are protest songs, the songs that people like Pete Seeger brought into us, but we still have that need. We still have movements that need to be protested. Yes, we have lots of issues.
Well, absolutely, but that's where music can come in and heal the heart or the soul, as we've said so often on other programs. And I don't want to dwell on things. I don't want to alarm anyone. But, you know, with recent events that we've heard on the news, you know, locally and around the world, I guess we can say it with the COVID-19 and everything. We have to remember that, you know, we have to be vigilant, you know, in our everyday life, but we must continue. We've just got to be cautious and take precautions and come out and get together and keep good things going and let the music keep playing and join in on these things and help all these causes. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Life's not worth living if you don't have the joys of music or art and camaraderie and community. I mean, and that's what's so great about living around in this area. We do have a sense of community, and the art is just overabundant, be it media, be it poetry, be it music, or you know, oil or drawings. It's amazing.
And together we will survive and we're safe. So come out to the kitchen party or any of the great events here at the 116 Bistro or any of the beautiful attractions in Belleville, Ontario, or the Quinte region and beyond, and you will be amazed. Without further ado, I want to get to one of the very first songs you want to perform on the other side live here today. It's one of your own pieces, I do believe. So tell us what we're going to hear, and we'll go from there. Stephen?
This song is was written on a Sunday morning, a rainy Sunday morning. I actually have 15 grandchildren, the 16th on its way. So this song was written as some of them are coming over for a visit.
That keeps you busy.
Absolutely. So this was written for the kids, wondering what we're going to do on a rainy day at our house. So without ado, this is the Inclement Weather Blues. Oh, it's raining hard outside today. It's raining cats and dogs out here, so they'll say. I could stay in and mope around all day, or put on my boots and go out and play, stomp in the puddles and splash away. Hey, yell at the skies and say, go away bad weather and take my blues away. Hey, the wind is blowing hard today. The wind is howling outside us, so they say. I could stay in and mope around all day, or pick up my kite and go out and play, sail up amongst those clouds, up, up and away. Hey. Well, the snow is piling up today. The snow is causing a whiteout outside us, so they'll say. I could stay in and mope around all day, or put on my snowsuit and go out and play, make snow angels and flail away. Hey, yell at the skies and say, go away bad weather and take my blues away. Hey. Well, the sun is shining bright today. Oh, the sun is making me smile, so they'll say. I can stay in and mope around all day, but put on my sunglasses and go out and play. Jump on the trampoline, up, up and away. Yell at the skies and say, thank you, Lord, for chasing my blues away. Hey, chasing my blues away.
I just want to say, before Josh wants to get in there, that is just incredible, and that was an original composition. Now, we first met you, Stephen. You were one of the Whistle Dog alumni with our uncle, Bob, or Robert Leonard, in Sterling, and once in a while you guys get together. You've got a reunion gig coming up, sort of speaking, maybe not under the Whistle Dog banner, but maybe you want to tell us about that. And a shout out to Uncle Bob and his musical endeavors as well.
Well, that's true. I kind of started like the whole thing with the public performing was with Bob shortly after the Bohemian Penguin. So, and we've kind of gotten together and drifted away, drifted away. But we are going to, Bob has a spot at the Black Dog Family Restaurant for Dave Bush's Thirsty Thursdays on April 2nd. So Bob's got a slot for a 5-song slot, and he asked me last week if I'd come along and accompany him. So I'll try to do him proud and not embarrass him too much in his hometown. But I'm looking forward to it. I've always had a lot of fun with Bob, and hell, he just lives up the street from where my grandparents used to in Sterling.
Steve, I just wanted to say that song was beautiful, and I'm echoing the sentiments of Jeremy, and it takes me back to my childhood days and our childhood days when we just like to go outside and play and go for picnics with our mom and dad and our sister, and and just have fun. I believe nowadays times are good, but we're too fast-paced sometimes, and with video games and technology. So what's your thought on that?
I don't know. Everything changes. I try not to live in the past. I try to look forward, and I realize the things that like my grandchildren are doing with their leisure time isn't the same as what their parents did, or what I did, or what my parents did. And we really all turned out okay.
Yeah.
So, vive la différence. I mean, I support the youth of today. I have no doubt that we're going to be in good hands.
Absolutely, and this isn't a line for me. It's the truth, and likewise, my brother Joshua and my family, I'm sure you've heard it before, though. Children are our future, and so we have to help foster a good life for them and a good example, but they're going to do their own thing within reason, and so it's all part of the journey, I guess. So I do want to say, too, very quickly, before we get to another great song of yours, on the other side live here today at the 116 Bistro, is we had the distinct privilege of working with you in the past at the Quincy Autumn Fest that we used to do for many, many years, for 12 years, yes, at Dewey's many years ago. It was a great music fest and car show we put on, thanks to the family, but everyone that was involved with the community that got involved. We hope to do more of that in the future. You were also part of the Spring Fling, so there'll be more events that you'll do. Hopefully, we'll do in a different capacity. So stay tuned for that. So. Yes, Josh is just reminding me in the back, 21 years of the Other Side Media Group, but 20 years of this very radio show, and we're getting honored this week, I do believe, and we thank everyone for the opportunity, and the best is yet to come. Now, before we run out of time, we want to get to another one of your great songs. And if we run out of time, we'll put bonus material or another song on our YouTube channel, Jeremy T. Davis, Belleville, Ontario. So check that out. So take it away and tell us what you're going to play. Steve?
So, despite all the praise that we just made of the youth, I do have one hang up about the youth of today. And I have teenage granddaughters. And when I was a youth, my mother would have thrown out any of her blue jeans or any of my blue jeans or my siblings' blue jeans that had any kind of hole in them, or they would have been quickly, patched or something. And now the kids go out and buy these. So my one granddaughter was in Europe last year, and she sent a picture on social media of her standing in a fountain in front of in Tivoli in Italy, of her standing there with her arms spread, and all I could see was the holes in the knees of her blue jeans. So I've been told I'm no longer allowed to bother the girls about it. Even my daughter-in-laws, I'm not allowed. So I'm not allowed to talk about it, and that's the key. So this song is called "Those Old Blue Jeans." I sat down with the grandkids last night. We ended up in a terrible fight. I ranted and raved about the holes in their jeans. They said their papa was just mean. We used to see eye to eye, and I said I'd love them until I die. But now their fashion eye has gone blind. I think they said I could kiss their behind. You've got a brand new pair of blue jeans. You've got holes through to your knees. I don't understand why it's so cool. I guess I'm as stubborn as an old fool. I'm sure the good sense will eventually be learned. It might be after their jeans I have burned. Hope that they know I love them with all of my heart, and it's just that their jeans have fallen apart. In all, they're a really good bunch, and somehow through it, I have a hunch that they'll turn out really just fine, and it's okay that they colored outside the lines. You've got a brand new pair of blue jeans. You've got holes through to your knees. I don't understand why it's so cool. I guess I'm as stubborn as an old fool. I love you, kids.
That's just incredible. I'm sure your kids love that one. And Josh wants to say something before we go, but I just want to say, if you can tell the people some of your social media contacts so they can learn more about you and where you'll be performing and all of that, and we hope to work with you with the Other Side Media Group, and thanks for being a friend of ours in this show, and you're just doing some great stuff, and I hope you'll get a full recording soon.
Well, thank you. I can be found on Facebook. I have a page called Live from Steve's Porch, because I'm a porch guy, type of guy. But you can find me a lot of days right down here at the 116 Bistro on the corner of Pinnacle and Dundas. Also, you can find me at Elena's Cafe in downtown Napanee, usually 1 or 2 Saturdays a month. Just keep looking and keep checking out all the wonderful live musicians we've got in this community. Live musicians, live poets, artists of all ilks, because this is a tremendously talented group in this area. Thank you.
Now, what would you say to the young people out there to follow their dreams and don't hesitate into a world of music if they want to start playing music, Steve? What is their advice?
My advice to anyone, young, old, and anything in between, is just find something that you like to do. Have a passion in your life. And it doesn't have to be music. It can be any kind of endeavor. Just find a passion in music that makes you happy.
Okay, Steve, we're quickly running out of time, so this has been great, and we'll have to have you back. This has been The Other Side live on location at 116 Bistro in beautiful downtown Belleville. I'm Jeremy Davis. I'm Joshua Davis. And we'll see you next time, and God bless everyone. And play us out, Steve Areno.
The Other Side Radio Show is a production of the Other Side Media Group in association with 91X. Copyright 2020, all rights reserved. Connect on Facebook at The Other Side Media Group, Instagram at Jeremy Tyler Davis, or on YouTube at Jeremy T. Davis, Belleville, Ontario, for on-demand episodes and more. Tune in next time for another great episode of The Other Side Radio Show.